Cuyahoga Sound Podcast. I'm Evan Stone.
I'm Chuck Schilling.
Today we have Lilieae in studio with us, the co-front women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's interesting, yeah.
Yes, I'm Lydia Puccini.
I'm Kayleigh.
Okay.
Highland.
I feel like we're like hilarious. We're like waving at the.
I'm like, do we pretend the
Yeah.
camera's
Oh,
not there,
yeah,
or
the
do
pre-
we
yeah,
like?
Are we just like
pretend-
friends? Like, should we like look at each other? Or do we,
I
like,
forget.
It's like 50-50. Like some
Yeah,
people
is
will
it?
like stare
Yeah.
at the thing the whole time.
Okay.
We'll
And
be
then
awkward.
Keeping the
we'll do
camera
both.
an afterthought, like, I don't know, like
Try to
that's the
forget.
audience, and we're just, but
Yeah, the creeps.
yeah,
Yeah. I was like, am I supposed to try to not look at it?
Right.
I don't look at it.
That's like when I'm at work and I'm looking at a Zoom screen. I'm like, do I look directly like
Are you staring at
in
yourself?
in the camera? And then I'm like, oh, my bangs look weird. So then I like start
Yeah.
fixing them, and then I'm like, do they know? Like I'm not looking.
Right.
Because when you're looking at the person who's talking, your eyes are like
Right.
all over the place, you know. But
What do you do for work?
I work at the Rock Hall
Oh,
downtown.
nice.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second Rock Hall employee, I think, or third. Yeah. You know Josh Sinclair?
Oh yeah,
Cool.
love Josh
Yeah.
Sinclair.
That's our
Awesome,
dude. We love him.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't love Josh Sinclair, there's something wrong with you. 'Cause that
Yeah.
dude rules.
You don't know what
Yeah.
love is.
I
Yeah.
want to know what love is. I want you to show me.
Josh
Well,
to show you.
we're gonna have to bring on Josh back on.
That's no problem.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
his
working
band
with
was
him.
our second guest back in the early days.
Grav, was
Yeah.
it Grav?
Yeah,
they're
it was
awesome.
Grav.
They are
They
awesome.
were one of those bands during COVID that still played,
Yeah.
which I appreciated because it was safe because we were all separated. But I remember going to the Beachland and like sitting at a table with like my coworkers and being like, live music, because you know during COVID you just. You know, it's very rare to get that, so I was so happy to see
Yeah.
Grav during that time period. They've
They're-
got like a good vibe, like an upbeat, like makes it feel good,
Absolutely.
not depressed vibe. Yeah.
That's good.
They got their
Yes.
reunion show coming up. Was it October 7th or something like
I
that?
saw that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
I feel
It's
like
Brothers
I'm covering
Lounge.
you.
You're good.
I'm worried I'm
She's like-
covering her.
Oh.
You're fine.
We're all right.
You can
You
cover.
guys can switch spaces halfway through if it
Okay.
makes you
We
feel
can play
more
musical
comfortable.
chairs. We can put on some music and all
Yeah.
Mix it up.
change seats until
It's a
someone
free-for-all.
sleeps.
It's a
We've had a 5-piece band in here with us before, and I don't know.
Oh,
if,
wow.
like, one guy was over here and
Yeah.
we're over there.
And we had to bring out like wireless mics and everything. I have handles for those now if that happens again, so
Oh,
we can
all right,
pass
great,
the mic.
There you
Great.
go.
You know.
We're a 5-piece band too, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's a little easier to manage a podcast or a radio thing with a smaller
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, we had there's a 9-piece band, that we had, but they were only 3 of them were here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Rubik's Groove. It was the
Oh
drummer.
yeah, I've heard of
Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
go see him. If you haven't
Yeah.
seen him, go see him.
We love good local bands.
Yes.
Like, we
Yeah.
always are out at
Yeah.
shows. Yeah.
Us too, obviously. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
our life. Well, our weekly thing.
Yeah.
Once a week thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
And we've had a number of people that have been in the seats that you're in that recommended that we have you guys come in.
Oh,
Oh,
sweet.
so-
That's
Nice.
right. That's right. So
Nice.
usually it's people we know, and
Oh,
there's
good.
been enough people like, hey, like buzz. I'm like, all right.
Oh,
What do you
cool.
guys do? So,
Oh, cool.
Thanks.
cool.
Awesome.
Hadn't heard you guys or seen you guys, but listened to your music this week.
Oh,
I was rocking out last night.
yeah, good.
Let's see, my favorite tracks on that last album were the first and the last one. So was it Burn the Witch?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
And was it November? Was that the
Yes.
name of the
Yeah.
last one?
Yeah.
Like those two were just like I was hooked
Nice.
in. I was like,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
This-
those
it
ones
just made me
were-
want to loop it then.
Yeah. Those ones were heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
The giant
I
bass
like it
drum
too.
behind you.
Yeah.
You know?
We like heavy too, but it's funny because some of our songs are like heavy, and then some are like a little bit more punk, and then some of them are, you know, they all have
Yeah.
a more alternative, wide variety.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, and you get a hook in there in a lot of them that it's like almost a pop hook, but with the harder, more aggressive edge on it. But like the pop hook that
Yeah.
makes you go. You know?
Well, he took mine. Those were my 2 favorites.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really?
All right.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Nice.
Take Me Home might be number 3.
Cool.
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 Do you have a favorite?
On the the newest album or overall?
Newest
I
album.
That sounded like
I
shade at
didn't-
the newest
Oh, was it on the
album.
newest album or
You're
overall?
like,
No. It's a hard decision because
Yeah.
there's a piece of our first EP that's like near and dear to my heart because that was like our first go at it together. And with that EP, it was kind of an interesting situation because this group started as an all girl group, and we were kind of going I guess we were like heading towards recording that first EP, and some of the members had kind of dropped out of the group, and we were thinking of who we were gonna have record with us, but it was just Kayleigh and I were there from like the start, and I don't know, I just that album's close to me too, so it'd be hard. I'd have to pick separately.
So Rain Boots is like your overall favorite, right?
I don't know if Rain Boots is my.
What's the one you're talking about?
I love Level
Oh, it's
too.
Level?
Just because it's but that's the first EP. Burn the Witch probably is my favorite on the second EP.
Yeah.
Oh, Level was good.
Yeah.
And the Pretty Rain Boots. I like
Yeah.
So you started getting into like how the band got together. I'm sorry, I totally cut you off
you're
there,
totally good.
but can you go take us through that? How the band got
Take
together?
us from the beginning when it was all girls. How'd you get together that way?
So we have a mutual friend, and she talked to you first from the Rock Hall. She was like, hey, do you want to do a girl band? She talked to me. She's like, hey, I want to do this girl band thing. Do you want to do this band?
Actually, I hate to cut you off, but I approached her.
Okay,
first
no,
and
you did.
foremost. I did. I was like, listen, we need to do a thing. And then she was like, I know, Kayleigh.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm just,
sorry.
trying to take the credit, which is...
No, totally.
No,
I
totally
totally
not.
remember
you
that.
said
But we
you
were-
approached her. You approached this friend.
It was
Melissa,
actually
we're
interesting.
friends, yeah.
Melissa and I were in a different band together, like way back in a ska band that played one show. And we were in that, and she was working at the Rock Hall at one period as well, and we were kind of, I guess maybe I started the conversation, but we continued it together. But she's the one who kind of grabbed Kayleigh. She's like, oh, do you know Kayleigh? And I actually did, because we sat together in art class in high school. So it was like we knew each other, but kind of like connected weirdly down the road again.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yes, Melissa did connect us. She was kind of like the root of the three of us kind of getting together. And then we had another chick who joined on who had mutual friends as well, but
Recommended to be the drummer.
Cool. Yeah. When did the name come about?
I think
we were at Mojo's coffee
we
shop.
were at Mojo's in Bay Village. It was at that time actually just the three of us. It was the original bass player had actually left, so then it was Lydia, me, and the drummer. And I kind of didn't even know what I was doing in the band at that point. Like, I was going to be the guitar player. Then we couldn't find a guitar, so I went to bass. But
It worked for Paul McCartney, you know.
yeah. So we didn't spend too much time thinking too hard on it. So it was pretty early on, 2019, 18.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And too, it was good because we kind of came up with the name, and it was like a little different, but when we Googled it and we found out there was no other Lilieaes out there, we were like, we should take this because there is a lot of band names out there that have been taken, and you know, you kind of can run into a different version of that band somewhere else, and it was nice that we were like, okay, we're the only one, so let's snag it and stick with it. And then eventually, you know, the band, as we progressed, people started working on different projects, and things kind of came about, and it ended up just being Kayleigh and I. And we were like, oh man, we got to record this first EP.
Yeah. And we still had shows set up because we had already been playing, and then other people kind of dropped out. So we're like, hey, can you play for us? Hey, can you do this gig with us, please? Just this once?
Yeah.
You know? And then recording.
But it was nice because we grabbed our friend Donald, who was like, perfect fill-in guitar player. He was like, he picked up the songs really quick, so he was able to jump in for a couple of shows. But then Kayleigh's husband was jumped in on drums.
He offered to record the drums, and I was like, you will do that for us? Like, I didn't think he would have any interest in actually. I didn't even know he was interested in sticking with it, but he was, and I didn't realize that. And I was like, you want to stay?
So that's your drummer right now.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
after we recorded that first EP, I think both of them were kind of like, can we be in this band? Like, can this actually like be a thing? And we were like, yeah, like that's kind of like what we wanted the whole time. Like, Kayleigh and I were secretly talking. We were like, we really hope Donald and Joe like actually like want to join the band after recording, and that's exactly what happened, which was great. And then we kind of put like an ad out on Facebook and in other places, the Cleveland Musicians page, all of those, looking for a second guitar player because we thought it could help round out our sound. And we found Eric, who was like, it was like the perfect piece to the puzzle. Same sense of humor. Like,
he came in. It was like perfect fit immediately.
Yeah, and then he got to play one show with us, and then COVID hit. But you know.
But it was a great show.
It was a great show.
Where
The
was your
vibe
last
was
show
really
at
good.
there?
It was at the Happy Dog.
Oh,
Our first time playing
haven't
the
been
Happy
there in
Dog,
so
and it was
long.
such
With
a good
Eric.
vibe. Yeah.
You ever been to the Happy Dog, Chuck?
I have. It's been a while though.
Well, if you guys are bored on November 25th, we are playing there again. It's the day after Thanksgiving, and it's gonna be really fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's always fun there.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
really fun at the Happy Dog, always.
We
I
played
gotta
there
miss
a
it.
few months ago.
I gotta
No.
miss it, yeah.
Well, that's okay. We have a couple more shows coming up too. So.
Yeah.
Well, the 25th, so Rihanna and me, my girlfriend, our birthdays are the 22nd and 23rd of November.
It's like me and Joe.
Oh, yeah? Day after
we're-
each other?
Yeah, 3rd and 4th of December.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Only a
it's
couple
fun.
weeks later. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we like this Jamtronica band called Papadosio.
Oh my
And
gosh.
they're doing their 10-year...
I know them.
Okay.
I do actually. Funny, crazy story. Not to cut you off. In high school, I met Papadosio because somehow my family is related to the family of. Is there two brothers in the band, or was there at one point, or was it just one of my cousins was in that band, literally? So I didn't really know anything about the band, but somehow found out through actually a funeral, sadly enough, that I was related to one of the guys in that band. So, yeah, weird,
Yeah.
thing that happened. I honestly don't know much about them, but I know a ton of people who dig them. So, where are you seeing them?
They're at the Masonic Temple, I believe.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a cool place.
Oh, yeah.
In the one here in Cleveland?
Yeah,
or?
in
Okay,
Cleveland.
Cool.
Their breakthrough album was called Tietos. It's like a acronym, which I thought your guys' band was an acronym too, because it was all capitals.
Oh my gosh.
How did that
Can
come?
you imagine what kind of acronym? We'll have to think of something.
Think of something good
Oh
that
my
could be,
gosh.
yeah.
I'm
But
really
that
excited,
stood for
actually.
to end the illusion of separation, and it was all this trippy music, like really those gummies help with. And this is the 10-year anniversary of that album being released, and they're celebrating it in Cleveland. That's
Awesome.
cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's a neat
Two
venue.
shows, 26th and 25th and 6th.
Are you going to go to both?
Wow.
No, just the first
Just
one.
the first one. Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took us way off. Where are you going now?
No, I took
Well,
us
the-
way off. We took
Their
us
show
collectively.
was that day.
Yeah.
They're not-
Yeah. We have a couple more coming up after that haven't been announced yet. We're actually announcing our Happy Dog show tomorrow. It kind of popped
Okay.
up on Facebook already, but we're making the official announcement tomorrow.
Gotcha.
But we have a couple more things lined up for December and then early next year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All local stuff?
All local stuff. Yeah, we've been kind of branching. We just played in Detroit last month, and we're planning to go down to Columbus as well, play with the Friends band down there. But I don't know, as far as this winter, roads are a little dicey.
Yeah.
in January,
yeah,
February
yeah.
to be
It's
going
almost not
somewhere,
worth
but-
it to go far.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
it was great to play Detroit in July. It's
Yeah.
really easy. It's such a short drive too. It's
It
not
is.
bad.
Yeah.
But hoping to branch out soon, maybe when it's a little warmer, so it's easier.
You followed the advice that Dave Katz had on our last podcast. It was like he kind of just branched out a little bit at a time and built up an audience
Oh yeah,
there.
like this.
Yeah,
from
he
your-
spiraled it
Oh,
out.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yep,
know.
he spiraled it out.
Yeah, we'd love to do, Columbus, Chicago, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, that kind of 2 to 5 hour range from Cleveland.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Buffalo and Erie are good spots too. Erie's close, and it's
Yeah.
it's cooler than you'd think for live music.
really? Cool. We'll definitely check that out.
For sure.
Yeah.
Little, yeah, tiny town. I wasn't expecting much going in, but it was great.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So nothing you can announce right now, right?
Nothing later, just because those are their own, associated with other acts and whatnot. But the one for tomorrow is the Happy Dog one that we're announcing.
Who's playing with you on that one?
Wait, is this live?
No, this will
Okay.
be.
No.
That's why I was
Well,
like, was
I
I
guess-
not supposed to bring it up?
I read it.
If this was live, we would have told you, have your friends come.
Yeah.
To this. No, this will be out on Monday, on Sunday
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Cool.
Monday on the audio streaming.
Cool, cool.
places, Yeah.
We're playing
And we
with...
can go a little longer than normal because our second guest had to cancel today.
Yeah.
Aw.
Which means we get to jam.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna jam. Wow, love that. Maybe we'll record that and release it for that week that we're gonna miss. So, podcast jam in action.
Super duper.
So we're playing with Big Pop, who are out of Akron. And then we're playing with Wigged Out, who are out of Cleveland. So we've never played with either of them before, but I've seen members of both bands in other bands, and they're all really, great in other bands. So I imagine this band that they're in now is gonna rock.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a
Yeah.
fun one. Yeah.
That's awesome seeing people in like different bands. Now they're playing there, and like flavor goes
Yeah.
with them.
We love like playing with a whole bunch of different kind of bands, and like we're always open to different kind of show collabs, because obviously we have like our friends bands that we play with all the time too, but it's nice to kind of branch out and play with some different
Nice.
acts. Yeah, we've never played with either of them yet.
Nope.
So
Who are some of your favorite bands you've shared a bill with before?
well, the
Or some
Dolly
very
Rots
memorable
for
ones.
sure.
Oh yeah, the Dolly Rots.
The Dolly Rots, they're like a pop punk act out of like LA, I want to say.
Yeah.
They've been active for probably close to 20 years now.
yeah.
We opened for them at the Beachland, so that was
Nice.
a really fun show.
Cool.
I'm trying to think of. I mean, I personally love the Public Squares. They're a local Cleveland band, but they're like, if you guys haven't had them on this show, they're one of my very favorite local acts.
I've never heard of them.
They're
Have you ever heard of them?
awesome.
No, I haven't.
Public Squares. All
Yeah,
right.
I always tell people I would not be surprised when my like Spotify top 100 comes out this year, and Public Squares is in my top 5
Oh wow.
favorite bands. Like,
She
or
loves them.
yeah, they're awesome. They really are great.
Yeah.
So there's a
They are.
recommendation for.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stayed off our radar. Somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really good. We've
Awesome.
played with them a couple of times at the Rock Hall last year, and then at the Happy Dog earlier
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
So
Is that your
Yeah.
neck of the woods? The Happy Dog.
we're West Side Cleveland.
Yeah.
So
West Side.
yeah, but we've played, I want to say pretty much.
Grog Shop. We
Yeah, we
finally
played
played
Grog
there
Shop,
recently.
Coda. What else have we
All the
played
hot
this year?
spots.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
All the
Taste of
hot spots.
Tremont,
Yeah.
Winchester.
Mahall's.
Actually, we haven't played
Never
there
played
yet.
the Winchester,
Oh,
which is
you guys got to play
Yeah,
there.
it's a fun
it's
place.
like right next to my house too. Like I live in Lakewood, so it's like right down the street.
Yeah.
But when we're in Lakewood, I feel like we generally play Mahall's or Foundry, or even No Class, which is just like right outside of Lakewood. But yeah, we played a lot on the west side because we're
Yeah.
all West Siders.
Yeah.
But we played Grog and Beachland before too.
Yep.
So yeah.
Mahall's is honest. I mean, Mahall's is great too. Winchester's
yeah.
honestly my favorite West Side venue.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've been there for a couple shows. I remember the last show I want to say I went there was probably like right before COVID actually, and it was John 5. I don't know if you know who.
Yeah.
He plays for Rob Zombie, and he was awesome.
I remember that show going off. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? It was on Halloween, so it was like a really cool because he's a spooky dude.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
it just so
perfect for him.
happened, I don't know like what the chances are, but like my husband and I that year were Marilyn Manson and John 5 for Halloween. But like we already had the Halloween costumes done. And then they were like, John 5's playing in your city on Halloween. And I was like, no way. Like you have to be kidding. So then I was like, and obviously this was before we knew everything about Marilyn Manson, but my husband and I went and John 5 pulled Jack onto stage and he's like, dude, your makeup is great. And my husband's like, my wife. And I'm out there like, yes. But yeah, the Winchester's a great spot. I'm sure we'll play there.
Oh, yeah.
Like
That's
eventually.
awesome. And
But
good for them getting John 5 on Halloween.
Oh,
That's a good
yeah.
get. Yeah.
I was
Nice.
excited. I had tickets, well, of course, in 2020 for Filter at the Winchester, but obviously 2020 killed that show. So what can you do?
Forgot about Filter.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
I had that Title of Record album. I used to jam all the time when I was first learning guitar.
It's a great album.
We'll have to see if our magnet is still on the ceiling in there. Last I checked, it was in the green
the
room.
green room,
Yeah,
yeah.
we had a Chili Peppers tribute band and we played there.
We have these refrigerator magnets for like our merch, and like Dennis, the singer, threw it up there. And last time I was there, it was still up there.
Awesome. All right.
Cool.
Maybe we should get magnets.
I know, I
It's a
was
good
just
idea.
thinking.
Yeah.
Magnets are good. They
Yeah.
go. Yeah, they're better than bumper stickers for cars. That's
Yeah.
usually, like,
Well, and too, I feel like my dad stuck one of our stickers to his car, and it got like, I don't know, a sticker gets weathered.
Yeah.
A magnet's a little bit more like hardier.
Yeah.
Can withstand like the salt and the ice in Cleveland.
Yeah.
but-
And if it doesn't, you can just pull it off and slap a new one on.
Exactly,
So easy.
and it's not like a sticker. That's a commitment because you're like gotta peel that thing off once it gets gnarly.
Yeah, through an Ohio winter, it gets all white afterwards.
Yeah.
You can't read it anymore.
Yeah, we're. I think we should get some new merch here soon because
Yeah.
we have a wide variety, but I think it's time to order some magnets. No.
We have a website where people can see your merch.
On Bandcamp.
All right.
Something else of going into the the merch section here. Something that everybody loved and we got rid of them in no time, but then we had trouble reordering them was slap bracelets
Oh,
with the
really?
band name on it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
everybody wanted a slap
Really?
bracelet. Everybody.
That's funny. I
Like-
should write that one down.
Yeah, like bartenders would want them. Like
Yeah.
everybody wants one as soon as they see somebody have one. So.
That's kind of how I feel like about lighters. Like, I feel like everybody, I've seen people with merch out, just local bands with us, having, like, selling lighters and then, like, selling. It's probably because, like, everybody wants to go outside to, you know, smoke a cigarette and forgets theirs. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, the band's
They're
conveniently
useful.
selling this.
Yeah.
But, yeah. We had,
The lighters are good too.
we did vinyl for this last album release, and it was so awesome. And we were like, this is, like, the best, you know, merch you could get. But we sold out of them
Yeah,
now.
we did.
Yeah, that's awesome
Which-
though. That's a good
Good.
problem to have.
Yeah.
It was a good problem to have. We just opened for Master Sword last month at the Grog Shop, and I think that was like the right audience. 'Cause
Oh,
we,
yeah,
we
that's
got rid
where
of
we
the
sold
rest
out.
of them
Yeah.
there, but
I was at the Grog Shop last time, and my buddy bought a cassette tape of the band that was
Amazing.
playing. He's like,
That's
"Wait, you got
awesome.
cassettes?" And he had like his old car. He's like,
Oh,
"This is
okay.
awesome."
Amazing.
He was so happy. It was like $6 for a cassette.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen one for sale in forever.
Do you have a cassette player?
I don't. I have almost nothing left here. This
Yeah.
is what I have is in this room, and the rest of
that's
the
right,
house is
you're all
empty.
packed up,
Yeah, the rest of the house is empty.
He's leaving me. I've got to do this podcast by myself starting in
Oh,
like
no.
March or April.
Yeah.
are you moving?
Yep.
Where are you moving
To
to?
Rome.
Oh, yeah. I read that.
Yeah.
on the
Rome,
message.
Italy?
Yeah, Rome,
Holy
Italy.
moly.
We're actually going next month, well, a month and a half to go check out our apartment that we have
Awesome.
leased to make sure everything is what it's supposed to be, and then, yeah,
Arrivederci.
exactly.
Speaking of
That's like
Inglourious Basterds.
that's like one
Do
of
you
the
know that
12
one yet?
words I know. Yeah. Yes,
That's awesome.
Cool.
Very
How's
cool.
your flashcards coming?
I got like a stack about that big that are down, and like that many more to go.
Yeah, well,
I love
I got
learning
time.
new languages.
Yeah, and I'll be taking Italian lessons while I'm there too.
Oh,
So, not only just to learn Italian, but also to meet people that speak English.
yeah.
You know?
That's a great idea. Yeah,
Very
that's
smart.
a great idea.
I bet being there will help it even better than trying to learn yourself.
Oh yeah.
Well, then you're gonna have to start a podcast there and do it all in Italian.
That's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
I'll bring you in like on Zoom because I think when I reset up, there's gonna be like a screen right here.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, but we'll definitely get you in through video.
I know a guy that's gonna be selling some TVs around that time.
Okay.
This guy. Yeah, I'm not bringing those along.
Let's take a second and thank some of these wonderful people that help
Let's
us with the
do
podcast.
that.
Chuck Kaminsky.
The basement trader himself.
You should give him all the glory he needs.
He needs no more glory than he has. Chuck Kaminsky is the basement trader in Paynesville, Ohio. He's got 2 shops on Reverb. One of them deals with guitars. The other one is guitar-related stuff like amps and accessories. It's BASSMENTTRADER. He's on Chestnut Street in Paynesville there. He does setups with quick turnaround, does repairs, and he's got a little shop in the basement. Appointment only for that, but check him out. He's got some cool stuff, and he's got those, was it Nashville Guitar Works?
Nashville Guitar Works.
Is the new brand that he's selling, which are like Fender knockoffs that are really well priced and play really nice. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
they're
know the difference until you look at the head stock. Oh.
yeah, and the price
That's not a
tag.
real string.
The price tag like $220.
Something like that.
Not
yeah.
too shabby.
Brand new, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
You got the next one?
Yeah.
All
sure.
right.
Yeah, just you got Jones Drones.
Oh, yeah.
CLE because
CLE.
Jones Drones was taken, just like all the band names you were trying. Jones Drones CLE. Our buddy Russell Jones.
Yeah.
Season 1, episode 18.
He still looks like he's killing it out there, man. I'm seeing
Oh,
some
he is,
awesome
yeah.
videos he's posting.
Commercial drone services focused on creative solutions. Check out jonesdronescle.com, Jones Drones CLE on Facebook, Instagram, and definitely check out his YouTube channel for all the amazing footage he's just gotten. This really good motorcycle race. It was like the last thing
Oh, I gotta
saw.
check that
Yeah,
out.
you gotta check that
I
out.
saw you had the bicycle thing last I checked.
That's right. Yeah, the bicycle thing too.
Motorcycle's probably way cooler.
The NBA All-Star Game footage.
Yeah.
Shots of progressive field, all up and down. Cool.
All that fun stuff.
All right, let's come back to them.
Okay.
Come back to the rest.
All right.
Don't want to blow them all right now.
And we're back.
Cool. All right, Lilieae, Kayleigh, and
Lydia.
Lydia. That's what I said. So you guys didn't know each other at first when you
They had
were in
art
the band
class.
formed. Well,
Just art class. Yeah.
Just art class.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go to high school?
Westlake High School.
Westlake.
All right.
Did you guys meet in art class, or you just knew each other from?
No, I think we met
Art
there. That's
class.
where I first met you. Yeah, I went to Westlake in 10th grade, so that's when I entered that school system. So I didn't know anybody at all.
Yeah.
Were you doing music as a kid?
Yeah, I started playing music. I started piano lessons when I was like 10, and then I picked up guitar when I was like 14. And then I started going to the School of Rock. If you guys heard of School of Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a student there when I was 15, so I was doing music all throughout high school.
Great.
And that's one of the things we always bonded over in art class. Like
Yeah.
she wore band T-shirts every day. I remember your Def
Still do.
Leppard one, yeah, and I would wear mine, and then we just talked about music.
We had School of Rock open for us when I was in a Leonard Skinner tribute band.
Amazing.
We had School Rock open for us.
In Pittsburgh. Yeah, that too. Yeah. There's-
2 of our members in
Yeah.
our band teach at School of Rock
Yeah.
as well. Joe,
nice.
Kayleigh's husband, he's our drummer. And then Donald, who's one of our guitar players, also teaches at School of Rock. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice. He teaches guitar there.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what made you switch from piano to guitar? Was it a certain band or?
Oh no, it was all kind of sort of self-taught stuff. Like I had a few lessons. I didn't really switch. I still play piano.
Okay.
Not like well. I'm mostly self-taught, and I just kind of mess around.
Yeah.
I think I played keyboard on Pound, one of the songs from our first EP. It's like one lick, but
Yeah.
it's fun. I
Yeah.
recorded that part, and then then I did bass, not guitar. I did record the guitar solo on Drain Drown from the first EP.
Cool.
And do guitar on Pounds. But now I just do bass and backup vocals.
Nice.
Now that we've got like an actual like permanent lineup.
Yeah.
Right, that Kayleigh doesn't have to do
know.
everything. We can actually rely on other people.
Yeah.
Cool. So her band shirts. Did you go see 9 Inch Nails
I
just a
did.
few days ago?
I'm
Nice.
obsessed with 9 Inch Nails. Like I went and saw them 4 days before that too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
guest 2 weeks ago who loves 9 Inch Nails. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his band Ravenwood is like really heavy influenced by that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll have
yeah.
to check them out because that's totally my scene. Yeah.
Cool. What other band shirts do you rock that are
Oh my
big
gosh.
influences of yours?
I literally have, I'm not even kidding, it's kind of disgusting. I have a collection of band tees. I've got over 150. Some of them are like shrink wrapped. Some of them are like ones I wear all the time. Some of them are like, 10 sizes too big and I just wanted it,
Yeah.
But I love band tees. That's kind of what I live in.
Do you get a lot of
and,
freebies working at the Rock Hall?
Honestly, not really, but our gift shop's really awesome, which is very dangerous for somebody like me who likes band tees. So when they sell really good band tees in the gift shop, it's very hard not to go buy them all. But also the Rock Hall always prints on really soft material too. So it's like a double whammy because not only is it a cool band tee, it's comfy. And it's not like a starchy, rough tee, but
That's a deal
yeah.
breaker for me anymore.
yeah, it's true. I've gotten a couple of the starchy ones, and then they just sit in the bottom of the drawer, and I'm like, I don't want to wear them based solely upon the texture of the material.
Right.
Sometimes I'll still buy the shirts, but I can't really wear it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
depends on what it is. Some of the old vintage ones that I have are smell either like a garage, or are very kind of stiff just
Yeah.
because
They
of
get
the
rigid.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got this one 1981 Van Halen one, and it makes a noise when I move.
Does that have the guy with the hammer
It's
on
like
it?
no. It's so funny though because it's the logo is so big on your chest. When you move your arms, it's almost like wearing those swishy '90s pants. So yeah,
Do you have a number 1 shirt?
a number 1 shirt. It's kind of tough.
Your
to
Desert
be
Island
honest,
shirt.
Because I know the Desert Island shirt. I don't know if I could pick because I have so many really cool. One of my favorites is I have a misprinted Rat T-shirt from the 80s, and it's all the colors got messed up on it, so it's this one of a kind.
I thought you were going to say it had 1 T on
Yeah,
it.
but no, I have so many. Honestly, I can't even think. But I used to be guilty for picking them up at every show I went to, but I go to so many shows. There's no way that I'd ever be able to have space for that.
Yeah.
But then I just started getting more into buying the cool old vintage ones. The problem is you can only, so many of the bands I want to find, I can never find a small. So, it's a slippery eBay slope I've been on for about 15 years.
Cool.
There's more expensive habits out there.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
you guys have a tune that opens up like a Van Halen song.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would probably be
Is it
Siren.
Siren?
Siren,
And
yeah.
it's funny because Donald, one of our guitar players, and myself are huge Van Halen fans. Like, so big that, like, my cat's name is David Lee Roth. When Eddie Van Halen died, Kayleigh actually helped Donald and I record a cover of Dance the Night Away, like a tribute to Eddie Van Halen. So it's funny you say that because, of course, that was a Donald riff.
Yep,
And
Donald
of
was
course,
like, hey,
Donald
I got
and
this
love
riff.
Van Halen. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
sounds very hair metally.
Yeah. I was like, yes.
I love the wide range of rock you guys use. You guys like dip your paintbrush in every little
Yeah.
color there.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because our band we're all fans of rock music, but we're all fans of, like, different rock music, which is funny because sometimes you'll talk to, Donald, and he's listening to some funk, and then you talk to me, and I'm listening to, like, Dead Boys, like, I'm listening to punk, so it's, like, totally different vibes, but then we all come together, you know? Because, like,
Yeah.
Eric really likes that, like, grunge rock, and Kayleigh
Yeah.
also likes grunge rock, but they're almost, like, different grunge rocks. It's, like...
yeah.
Yeah, we all kind of collectively we all really love metal, weirdly,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
a
You hear that in
pot
Burn the
of-
Witch.
Yeah.
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 Actually,
yeah, I love that
in
opening
Burn the
and
Witch.
ending. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that my husband Joe, the drummer, wrote that part. I remember watching it, like the gears turn in his brain. He was like going like this with his drum pad, and he was like, "Wait, I'm running something." And I was like, "Okay, you do it."
What's funny is you already had like a piece that like
I
already
did.
kind of fit over it.
Yeah,
so
I
it
was
like, kind of
working-
the perfect
Yeah.
storm.
I was working on something. I had this groove in my mind. I was like, I want a chorus that's going to go like this. And I was starting this thing, and I was working on it with you, and Joe had this riff, and I was like, we could just put these together.
Yeah.
And then we had the song. Yeah. It was a good process with that.
Yeah. That was a good one. I feel like that's a fan favorite of
Yeah, that
ours,
one
too.
came together. Sometimes I feel like the ones that come together so smoothly and the fastest are the ones that are just really
Yeah.
very
Oh, yeah.
cream of the crop.
Which is good because we've written 3 new songs that we
Yeah.
haven't. 2 we've played, 1 we haven't played yet, but
It's very, very new.
they've come together pretty quickly
Yeah.
and easily, and I'm like, that's a good sign. I
Yeah.
think it's a good sign. This has worked well for us like this in the past. So,
Yeah.
yes, we're excited to hopefully debut that one later this year. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
What's your typical songwriting process, if there is one?
I think I come to the table with a lot of like the bulk of like ideas, or we think of concepts together. I'll think of like a hook or
I showed
chord
him where the
progression.
bathroom was.
These are the waters. Did you get your
Oh,
water?
nice. I actually like,
Yeah, I
brought
think we
one,
brought
but
our own
you know,
things.
if I drink this one,
Where-
yeah.
I thought
Oh,
we
you're
forgot to
good.
give them the waters because they were drinking.
We
them.
both
Yeah,
like are
right.
people who just carry water bottles with us at all times.
Right, that's a good habit,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. So no,
Sorry.
that's okay. It's fine.
Thanks for thinking of our hydration.
Yeah. I come up, I kind of start it, and then I go to Lydia, and I'm like, hey, I got something, and then we work on it, and then we go to the boys, we're like, hey, we got something to work on, and then we just, tie it all up.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but then there are things like Siren, where Donald was like, hey, I have this riff. So then it was just a lot of the music first, and then Lydia and I got together, we're like, okay, what are we going to put over this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Cool. Do you write all the lyrics?
I don't
Please.
actually. Kayleigh
No.
writes a lot of lyrics too. So
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I would say I'm very songwriter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I like hate to make myself a nerd in this way, but I'm super business.
Yeah,
So,
I think
like,
those are
I would say, like,
strengths.
That's like our different strengths. Like we're both super creative, and sure, Kayleigh's great at business too, and sure, I'm good at writing too. But we like play to our strengths, and I think
Yeah.
that's why we're like a great duo because our brains are on the same wavelength, but also have strengths in different areas. So, and
So,
it's funny,
yeah.
and I hate to say it, like knock on wood, but we never really disagree on
I
anything.
think about
either.
that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
and
kind
I
of
feel
like-
like if we ever do, even like on a very little thing, we're so good at
Yeah,
working it out. Like, cause I was thinking about this so much recently. I was like, we have such the same goal.
Yeah.
Like we both know exactly what we want, so we will do anything to either compromise or work things out because we just know what we want
right.
and we know we need to get there. So we do what we need to do.
And I think it's a matter of trust. Like, we know, like, oh, we know that this person excels at this. Let's trust them with that because we know that they can handle this, you know, this task or whatever it is. But we also have a voting system, which is great by having 5 members in the band.
Yeah.
We had 4 members in the band. It wasn't as easy because it was like, you know, 2 versus 2 kind of. Not verse, but you get what I mean. Now that we've got 5 members, it's great because a lot of times we're like, all right, if 3 people think that this is the way we should do it, that's the way we're going to do it, you know? And I think we all are professional and, like, just nice enough to understand that that's what, like, if that's the way the cookie crumbles, that's the way it works.
It works so great because when I have ideas,
Yeah.
I really, really have ideas. But if I'm outnumbered, it's like, okay, you know, I have to just let it go. Joe, my husband, has very big ideas too. Both of us are like, it's hard to let go of our ideas. But with 5, you know, you just got to trust the majority in those cases.
Cool.
And it always works out.
It does. Yeah. It always does work out. But I think, like, every song's different. And it is nice having, like I said, it is nice to have the voting system. Because we all kind of, like, understand that. Like, that's the way it's going to be.
It's a reason to not be late to practice too. You don't want to be
know,
walking in
right?
like,
You don't wanna
it's
miss
2
it.
to 2.
Yeah. Luckily, Joe and I are never late because we practice at our house.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Suburban.
Yes.
Yeah, it is super nice. Joe and Kayleigh are nice enough to have us over to their house, which every Wednesday night turns into all of us drinking a lot and hanging out and writing songs. And it's like our Wednesday night tradition.
Yeah, it's great. Or filming reels for social media. Yeah.
Oh, man.
we do a lot of fun stuff like
We
that.
do a lot of stuff with food because all of us like to eat a lot. So we've done like, we're trying to like branch out and do like TikToks and stuff like that to kind of reach out to a new audience. And for some reason, all of our TikToks come back to eating.
Yeah.
So we've done like a reel with a hot dog for the Happy Dog shows, or like one was like a
Fortune
day after my
cookies.
birthday, so we, you know, smashed a cake in my face.
That was a great one.
Yeah, it was a great one.
Yeah.
And we all ate, we like bought an extra cake. Just so
To
like,
eat cake.
so we
I
could
still
eat the
have
cake.
cake.
I still ate the cake from your face.
I know you did eat my
can't
face
resist.
cake. But it was funny too because I'm sure it was like my makeup on the cake. But yeah, that was
I worked around it.
that was fun. But it was also one of those things where you're like, we have to nail this the first time.
Yeah.
Because we have like, you know, you smash a cake on my face and we mess it up. God forbid, like I have to like go home, re-shower, put my makeup on, do my hair, and then get smashed again. So we nailed it. But we've done fortune cookies. Our band likes to eat and drink. I
And
would say.
sugar. I like desserts.
Yeah.
So.
We generally all pretty much bring either Hershey's Kisses or booze to practice.
Would you like some Gushers?
Yeah.
Gushers.
Gushers are great, though.
I'm a huge gummy
A
fan.
childhood fave. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, huge adult fave.
It's, yeah, I go to like Costco and get the giant Welch's box
Yeah.
of like, it's like 200.
You like fruit snacks.
Those
You
fruit
mention
snacks,
them a
oh,
lot.
yeah.
I do. I also
Those
like
are-
raisins a
Those are the
lot.
best. What other desserts are some of your favorites? I'd love to talk about food. We never talk. We just talk
Yeah.
about
Since
music and movies.
Malik
That's,
X was talking food with us. That's the
yeah,
last we
yeah.
talked
We
food.
got one that we talked
Yeah.
about. All
He
the
went.
good
He went.
restaurants.
He's been to every restaurant in town.
Yeah.
We're big
Oh, what a
eaters.
great hobby, man. I'd love to do that. Just try them all.
What
Yeah.
a great like career it must be to be like a food critic.
Yeah.
You know, like to like go around to all of the good restaurants and try all of like the best food in the city.
Yeah.
Ah, dreams. Maybe I should change my career. Let's do it.
I'm probably gonna add a new angle to the podcast.
Yeah.
Like Cuyahoga taste or something like that.
On
Yeah.
your list of questions to ask, you can be
Yeah,
like,
you always have
what's your
to have
favorite food and how do you incorporate it into your music? I know we were trying to plan something because our anniversary of our or the EP is coming up, and we were like, oh, we gotta film a TikTok for that. And we're like, cake again? Okay,
Yeah, right,
maybe some
yeah.
cake.
Birthday
We're
cake.
like,
Yeah.
something we can eat.
Cupcakes.
Always.
You can smash
Cupcake
them
on the
easier.
center of the turntable with a one
Yeah.
candle in it or something.
See, it's like having a
Fun.
band. There's so many different aspects now because you gotta
I
figure out how
know.
to market yourself
Yeah.
into on every different platform to every different audience.
And that's such a new part of the whole music business, too.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't have to do that
Yeah.
long ago.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, we have to do it.
Oh gosh,
Like, we avoided getting a TikTok for
Yeah.
a while.
and then we were like, we have to do it.
Yeah.
We have to, you know,
Yeah.
get
I
on
don't
there.
have TikTok. Actually.
What was
so.
our first TikTok
feel
was
it.
so funny because it was It was when there was a spider on your
Oh.
arm. It was an accident TikTok, actually. We were trying to hype, like, oh, we've got a single coming out on Friday, and I'm, like, talking at the camera, and Kayleigh's filming it, but there was a giant daddy long leg crawling up her arm, and I'm like, there's a spider on your arm! And then you just hear
And I
Kayleigh
scream.
scream, and, like, the camera goes. But I think that's kind of when TikTok's, like, the best, or Instagram Reels is
Yeah.
the best, is when it's something that's, like, not super, kind of, you know, like, planned out, like acted out. It's like this natural, like that spider kind of threw a wrench in things and it made it incredible. So we're having fun. We're doing things.
Yeah.
You guys seeing are you seeing improvement in your numbers of plays and everything from TikTok, or?
We're relatively still pretty new on there, so
Yeah.
not yet, but we're still kind of like learning the platform
Yeah,
and trying to.
there's a lot to learn about
Yeah.
techniques.
Well, this is the first we've had a band talk
Yeah.
about their TikTok,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so I'm
Well,
curious.
it's
Yeah.
our
Joe
marketing.
talks about his
Yeah, right.
TikToks.
I'm a marketing nerd,
The-
so.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
We recently did a TikTok. It was a really fun one where we did like a reaction video to our song being on Ridiculousness.
Have you guys heard of that show?
Yeah.
It's on MTV.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You guys
Luckily.
got to show up there.
Yeah.
A
A
song.
song.
up there.
Yeah, we got
That's-
Take Me Home.
Yeah, the one
Oh.
that you
The music to
mentioned.
Take
Yeah.
Me
All
Home.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 3.
Yeah, they picked it up, which was awesome because they played it during a segment of the show. So I basically was just sitting on the couch recording everybody's reactions to
Yeah.
it, but
That's
it was pretty cool. To be
taking it
honest.
back
yeah.
to like the John 5, or not the John for John 5, but I was going to White Zombie. That's how, like, from Beavis and Butthead is what made their
Yeah.
career take off.
Yeah,
They'd only
exactly.
sold like a couple thousand albums. You know, it was
Yeah.
considered a flop, and then Beavis and Butthead saw them, were adoring them,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, they were,
Incredible.
going platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a cool moment for us. We're like, yeah, we're on MTV.
Yeah, right.
Small, strange capacity, but yes,
Yeah.
we are there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
It's a sweet feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that once. I was in a band that got a song, just like the snippet in the background,
Yeah.
like your guys is on American Idol.
Nice. There you
That's
go. Cool.
So how do you find out that, you know, your song's going to be on MTV?
So hilarious story. We should tell them about the basement.
Yeah,
about
oh
how,
yeah, it's so funny because we were so drunk. when we
Yeah.
were-
Everything starts with alcohol.
Yeah, right. So it was mine and Joe's birthday. We were having a party at our house. So we had all our friends there. We had the whole band there. And our one friend was like, guys, I really love Burn the Witch. Can you go play that? And we're like, yeah, we'll go play Burn the Witch. We're all super drunk. We play it. That song, not a song you start off with.
Yeah,
Especially when you're drinking.
Yeah.
It was so sloppy. It was so fun, but I remember being like, wow, this is really sloppy. It didn't really sound that great, at least while we were playing it, where I was like trying to hang on. But
You guys usually play that towards the end then?
yeah.
Yeah. Or,
we
you know, we can warm up beforehand. So, like,
Yeah.
if we're going to open with it, we know to, like, kind of scream in the car for 10 minutes. And maybe,
yeah, we're always
warm up a
warming
little
up,
bit,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, before
Yeah.
committing to playing that first. But,
But,
You got to TikTok that, just screaming in the car.
Yeah.
Right?
that's actually a great idea. I scream in the car a lot. Yeah, before every show.
the ideas. Yeah. It's not a bad idea. So my sister-in-law did an Instagram story of us playing it, and I guess one of her tattoo clients is a guy who's a music supervisor on the show, and he saw the story and was like, hey, I think that music would work really well on our show. Can you give me the band's information?
So, like,
So
our drunk Instagram story of
Yeah.
us playing in the basement on
Yeah.
Kayleigh and Joe's birthday
Yeah.
was actually very successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
nice.
super happy that people were like,
Yeah.
play, because as Kayleigh mentioned earlier, like, we practice in their basement.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, all of our stuff was, like, already down there. It was just, like, super convenient. So, right time, right place, right moment, kind of.
Happy birthday.
Oh,
Well,
thank
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah.
No,
But
yeah.
it was on your birthday.
It
right?
was
yeah,
on
it
the birthday,
was,
yeah.
yeah.
December 3rd, going into December 4th.
Cool. So
Yeah.
how'd they get in contact with you, and how'd that go?
I think he probably gave my sister-in-law his email address, and then we emailed him, and then we were just emailing back and forth. And he was like, send us some of your most upbeat ones, and we sent him a bunch. And he's like, okay, we're going with Take Me Home, even though Burn the Witch is the song that he heard on the video. So it was cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
No,
also
no
a
doubt.
bonus, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
this got him in, but, you know, like,
Yeah,
they
like,
decided
oh,
to take this, so,
totally.
like, yes,
We were
got
like,
two.
do you want me more? Take
Yeah.
them all.
Yeah.
We were like, put them on all the episodes.
Need some new
but-
theme song music
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I'm like, That'd be great.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's very
Thanks.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's exciting.
You guys mentioned like being on the same page for your goals. What are your goals for the band?
To be big, famous, giant rock stars like Dave Grohl.
Yes.
I mean, just
Sweet.
I would
Come
say,
back when you are.
I would say that, like, obviously that's like everybody's dream who plays in a band, but I think it's, on a smaller level for us to, get to play all these cool things in the city of Cleveland, to get to branch out, to play other cities, to, enjoy playing music together, like obviously I think every band wants to be a major rock star, but I think that it's also really fun to get to play all these amazing shows. Like we got to play Bright Winter last year, which was so fun to get to play in like a big audience, and that's kind of like a core memory of mine now.
Yeah,
like
it was
I'm gonna
great.
hold
It
on
was
to
so
that
great.
forever. So I don't know, just getting to play with my friends and get to make people happy and to get to do music and actually be on a local level successful with it, but hopefully one day being successful with it in a different capacity. But
my dream is that like just that people could have something that they love to listen to, and so like the more the merrier with that kind of thing. Like I just love writing something and then sharing that joy of the sound of it with someone else, because
Awesome.
it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a warm feeling in my heart.
Dave Grohl is my big inspiration too. I got the Foo Fighters tattoo on my neck.
Amazing.
Oh, cool.
Well, I just think of like him being just such a great guy all around and being super successful, but people just like him as a person too. Yeah. I'm like, I want to be liked as a musician and as a person.
Right?
Like,
Yeah. They just did their second show last night, right?
Yeah, one of my
Awesome.
friends
Yeah.
was at it, and she
Really?
was sending me videos, and I was like, damn, that looks sweet.
Yeah.
This morning, no, it was in LA. Lisa
Yeah.
went, and I mean, you saw the lineup. It was like guest after guest, guest after guest
Yeah.
after guest. And I got online this morning, and like every music publication was like covering a different bit of it, and it seemed very, very cool. So,
I watched the Wembley
Yeah.
Stadium one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched a good
I
portion of
watched it
that.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
I think they're planning some more of those.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
Was
that
it
would
the
be-
tribute one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
Star-studded lineup.
They were looking at doing a Van Halen tribute one,
would
tribute
die.
to Eddie, and that was going to be Alex on drums, Jason Newsted on bass,
Cool.
and I think Joe Satriani would be the main guitar player, and then
Yeah.
a bunch of other people like rotating.
I'm sure
in.
like Wolfgang for sure.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah, he
but-
did some good Van Halen stuff for
Yeah.
the for these Foo Fighters shows.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know he had chops like that, but I guess
Yeah.
he grew up in that house. Like,
I mean,
you're gonna
also
get
too,
something.
like genetics. Like if your dad's Eddie Van Halen, like you, like I would hope that you would inherit some of that.
Yeah.
Like,
He's got a Wolfie's got a show on Sirius XM,
Yeah.
and he's talking about it. He's like, "Yeah, I went over to my uncle's house and was playing on his drums, and I'm like, his fucking uncle is Alex Van Halen, and his drum set's probably like goes all the way around." you
it's
know?
probably like the entire house.
Yeah.
So. It's kind of crazy to think about that, though. I always think about that. For some strange reason, my brain goes to what if my dad was John Bon Jovi, or like what if, you know what I mean?
never
Like you
had that
think of
thought.
like somebody who is like a massive star, like
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen and Wolfgang Van Halen, you know?
Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
tough shoes to fill there. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, oh, my dad's one
But
of the
also
greatest
really
of all
good,
time.
like leaping off point.
Oh, yeah.
'cause you've already got a platform basically to start with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It gets passed down pretty good. You've ever heard Sean Lennon's voice?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's like, it's close.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Lennon Claypool or Claypool
Oh, yeah,
Lennon
yeah.
Delirium.
Claypool Lennon Delirium.
This is a fantastic
Yeah.
band.
Is it?
Les
So
Claypool
Sean
from
Lennon.
Primus.
Yeah.
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 And it sounds like the Beatles and Primus.
Amazing.
Together.
What a combo.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's it got that weird, the weirdness, but then like Beatles songwriting and sounds.
Interesting.
When I saw them, they covered Tomorrow Never Knows, and it was like spot on. In their style, like even weirder, you know?
Awesome. Yeah, that's killer.
Cool. What are some of your big bands that you grew up listening to, inspiring you to keep playing music, or the songs you learned growing up while you were learning guitar and piano?
The first band where I like actually had this epiphany where I wanted to do music, I was listening to The Cure. I had their greatest hits
nice.
album. I used to like put in like a CD in my headphones and fall asleep to music like every night since I was like 8. So I was listening to The Cure a lot when I was like 10, and I was like, I want to do music. Because, like, that song, whatever I was listening to, made me feel so good. And I was like, that's so amazing. I want to do that, too. So a lot of 80s.
Do you remember what song exactly it was?
I think it was probably Just Like Heaven. I think it was probably that one. My favorite Cure song now is probably, like, 10:15 on a Saturday night, or Love Song. Those are really good. But, and then I also, besides all that 80s stuff, I grew up listening to, like, 90s. 90s and grunge. I love Weezer. I think Weezer songwriting is awesome. So, and I just love his writing.
Yeah, he's a pro. Well, obviously.
Yeah,
he's
like, he knows how to do a pop song for sure. Like, if you want to write a song that you just want to be poppy, he knows how to do it. Yeah. And then a few years ago, my favorite band, like, I was like, oh, I love this band, was Pixies. So, and that it was Nirvana and then Pixies because I was listening a lot to Nevermind. And I had heard somewhere in some random interview that Kurt Cobain was influenced by Pixies. I was like, well, I guess I have to listen to the Pixies. And then I did, and it was like, oh my God, I love them. So a lot of that, like Nirvana, Pixies, I think that goes a lot into my writing and the way I think or approach it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear it in there, for sure. I think when I first told you, hey, check them out, they're like, what is it, Van Halen, Nirvana, Paramore in a blender.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, I love Nirvana.
Well, I think that's kind of like what I said earlier. Like, this band, we all have such different, like we all enjoy, like 90s, which kind of our sound blends into sometimes, but we all have such different taste in music, but it's all rock.
Yeah, you get those little things though, like there'll be a piece where you're like, this little funk groove that I know fits perfectly to tie these two rock things together.
Because also the boys are so good at adding those details that just elevate it to a new level from like the basicness of the song, and then all their different backgrounds. So it becomes a really more unique blend.
So do you really come in with like the core of the song together, and then it's the details that are getting added in from everybody else?
Some of them start off a little smaller, but like it'll be like sometimes it's a hook, like a vocal hook, and then I'm writing some chords around it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I got this chorus. Like Take Me Home was the hook, and then Lydia and I got together, and I was like working on the chords. Like sometimes I'm working out the chords like right next to her, so we're like, yeah, that sounds good. So Take Me Home, we had the chorus, and then we came up with the verses, worked on the words, worked on the melodies, then went to the boys, and we're like, hey, we have this song.
Yep.
And then we put it together, and then it was like, okay, well, we don't have a bridge. Do you guys want to add a bridge here? And then that part was a whole band thing. Yeah. So, it's definitely like chords, melody, here we go, we have this thing, and then...
Yeah, let's put this
Not
together.
Not for everyone, though.
Is that song about going to a really bad party?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, well, it's about two things. The first verse
is about I went on a date in high school, and I thought I was going on a date, but when I got into the car, there was two guys. And it was super awkward. And the first part of the song was, because like I thought I was going on a date with this guy, and I like got all ready and I walked out, and it was funny. This guy was like big metalhead, like his hair was as long as mine. I thought he was so cool. He was wearing a Wasp shirt, and I was like, yes. I was like, this is a guy I want to go on a date with. And then I look in the back seat, and I'm like, who is that? Like, are you serious? Like, this is so awkward. And then even more awkward was his friend got out of the back and sat in the front, and then I was sitting in the back, so it was so very awkward. But yeah.
Did he say it was going to be a date?
I mean, I was under the impression that it was going to be a date, but I mean, maybe he wasn't. I have no idea, but the first verse is just basically about being like, the line that's like, I don't know how, but three's a crowd. I'm starting to regret this now.
Yeah.
All about going on
that
the
moment.
most awkward. And I don't even know what we did.
That line stuck out to me too. Yeah.
The three's a crowd.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah. Because like I think for that song we definitely tried to think of a concept, because I had those notes, and then Lydia she's like, I have these words that I like I think Take Me Home sounds cool, and we're like, okay, like what if we wrote a song that's kind of revolves around that idea or feeling. So we're like, okay, when's a time you ever felt like that? And that was her time. And then my time was going to this really stupid birthday party. I just did not want to be there. I walked in, all these girls that weren't really my friends. I was just there with someone else. and I just knew them, and they were not my vibe, and I just like, oh my God, I wish I wasn't here, because we were like in a hotel. It was an overnight thing. I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to go home. And I wasn't drinking much at first because I didn't really want to, and then it was like getting later and later in the night. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting like super drunk, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm having fun now.
But if you listen to the song, the first
Yeah.
verse is like my take on Take Me Home, and the second verse
Yeah.
is Kayleigh's take on Take Me Home.
Okay.
And then the bridge, I was just like, I love Gwen Stefani, so
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a lot of you. That was a lot of Lydia stuff.
But yeah, it's just like sometimes it's certain. Yeah, I think Burn the Witch is a little bit like that too, where we just kind of like think of certain situations we've been in and kind of write around it.
Make it poetic.
Yeah, yeah. So
That is awesome.
Yeah.
we're excited to share our new music.
So excited.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really like how you guys released it about a year ago, right? It was like a song and then a song and then a song
Yeah.
and then the whole thing.
Yeah.
Within like a month or something.
Yeah.
How'd you do
Yeah.
it?
It was.
Oh, well, I want to say that's like around maybe over a month or a little bit over a month.
Yeah.
We
I
just,
think it was like 5 weeks.
Yeah, but I think we'll probably go a little bit slower this time
Yeah.
around. But we haven't recorded anything yet, but we've been playing some of our new stuff live, but hoping some kind of release next year in some capacity.
Yeah.
And we kind of want to do like a music video. I think
Yeah.
that'd be really fun.
We're like, it's
Yeah.
time for that. to
Yeah,
happen.
it's time. 2 EPs. So
Yeah. And then Lydia and I like always have the same ideas
Yeah.
for the music videos.
we literally thought of a music video for one of our new songs on the
On the
way
way
here,
here.
and it was the same thing.
Yeah.
It was the same
That's
idea.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like once again, that vision is
Yeah.
just in line.
Cool.
Yeah.
When you have practice, was that supposed to be tonight?
Yeah,
it
it's
will be.
after this.
Yeah,
Oh,
we don't
after.
practice
Oh, okay.
normally till
9.
a little bit later, just because some of our guys work into the night.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah, so Kayleigh and I'll probably like get Chipotle after this and eat, and then
And do some
the
business
guys won't-
and then
yeah.
drink, and then the guys come.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Cool. We'll
Yeah.
be jamming too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for that. It's been too long.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
been
yeah.
since my
I'm
birthday.
excited.
We haven't jammed since January.
Ooh.
Oh goodness, guys, it's
January.
time. January.
Yeah. I couldn't help myself.
January, yeah.
Right.
That sounds like something they would have at Guitar Center.
Yeah,
I see
like
the
a
ad right now.
special promo.
January. is
After
good.
Christmas deals.
January is January. Yeah, at Guitar Center.
Our whole band is like full of puns and
Dad
dad
jokes.
jokes. Yeah,
Yeah.
constantly.
They're very, very good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think once I hit like 35, like dad jokes just came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
like constant. I don't know what the hell happened.
Our band is just purely dad jokes for the most part. Yeah. Most of the conversation.
That's how you know you
Yeah.
got something special.
Yeah, right.
Nice
I
little
enjoy them
family.
though. I enjoy it.
I do
Good.
too. It makes practice more fun.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
And then Lydia and I, our main joke is that's what she said.
Yeah.
Like we're the
That's
only
what she
ones who,
says.
like we're always right on
Constantly.
that.
I think I did when we first walked in the door, and I didn't quite know you guys 100% yet, and I was like, I probably shouldn't have said that, because I was like, that's what
Tonight?
she said. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
I wish I did.
Oh, I missed it too.
Yeah, you're fine with those.
Yeah, I love it. We just never know, you know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, do you listen to any of our other podcasts? You would know that it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you blew it.
Party foul. It's fine. It'll be
That's
okay.
all right. There's been lots of beer spilled all over this table.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's my sad life. I'm allergic to malt, so I can't drink beer. I know. Isn't that terrible?
No, it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
liquor's better.
I would not.
I do love liquor, and that was me in the Nine Inch Nails pregame. I was like, all right, guys, I got some liquor, I got some lemonade. I'm like, before we head out there, we were pre-gaming this,
Yeah.
but yeah, normally I'm a liquor or a cider gal, because ciders don't have malt in them.
Oh.
I know, yeah, so,
Nice.
And I'm the same naturally because I just don't like beer.
yeah. Yeah, we're Ciroc gals.
Yeah.
I used to not like tequila that much.
Oh, that's my fave. I love
It's one of my
tequila.
faves now.
Tequila, yeah.
I had lots of bad experiences on it when I was younger. I think turned me off to it, and then it
That's
was
me
like,
and Jameson. Yeah. It's me and
Yeah.
Jameson. I smell it and I'm like, I'm like, never again.
me and Jameson had our time and then broke up, and
Yeah.
then we got back together again, and then
Yeah.
like, it wasn't working out.
What is
Oh.
this?
Oh, this is Lead Slinger's bourbon whiskey.
Yeah, we thought it was close enough to lead singer.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Evan's thought, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
last time we did
Yeah.
this, we interviewed 2 lead singers, and I'm like, oh, this will be good. And I read it wrong.
Incredible.
It says Lead Slingers.
Eh.
Well, it's close enough.
I mean, bourbon's bourbon, right? I mean,
well,
it's
not
fine.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, I actually learned this because I was at Giant Eagle on Saturday before Nine Inch Nails, and I didn't realize that like the grocery store doesn't sell the good stuff. Like. I went to the counter and I like looked and the woman was like, the liquor store's across the parking lot. And I was like, can you put this away? I felt really bad. I was like, you're the one who told me to go to the liquor store. But then I ended up going to the liquor store because, grocery store's limited.
Yeah, she's like, you don't really want this.
Yeah, it just was funny that like the grocery store worker was like, she's like, she's like, I'd rather put this away and you go get something from across the street. I was like, all right, I'll take you.
That's
on
real
that.
service,
I did, yeah, right, yeah, it was very helpful.
We had that Cleveland stuff that was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had some Cleveland
Yeah,
bourbon.
we try to
Cleveland
keep it all
bourbon?
Clevelandy. Like, we've had a few distilleries in here from the area.
The
and
one that I got your vodka from for your birthday last year, that's a really great distillery in Lakewood, Western Reserve, I think it's called. And it's funny, I should know what it's called because I buy booze there all the time because it's literally like at the end of my street. And it's an awesome, I mean, they sell like a whole bunch of organic
Western
stuff.
Reserve
but
Distillery.
I believe that's what it's called. I'll have to look it up. But it's on Madison in Lakewood. And Kayleigh and I, like, we always talk about some certain liquors, like, make us sicker than other liquors or, but that place, like, that vodka doesn't make me sick. Goes down super easy. And it's, like, fair priced, too, which you're like, this is clutch, So.
I don't know how, but on my birthday, that bottle was gone in the one night.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe you spilled it.
Yeah. Well, someone made like at your birthday party made like a sangria. I don't know who did that, but I drank like the whole thing. Someone brought sangria, and I was like, I think I drank 90% of it. I'll be there to finish the wine always.
Yeah. Well, so tequila wasn't my jam for a while until the love of my life, Rihanna, is a huge tequila girl.
See?
And so
Just
I'm back in it.
Yeah, I love tequila. Tequila is one of my faves. It's my favorite shot to do.
It's our favorite drinks to make now too.
Yeah, like
we're always
margaritas
making
and stuff?
drinks in the blender.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm lazy and just, like Kayleigh's making like White Russians and like fancy
Dessert
stuff.
drinks.
And like I'm over here like I'm like, oh, and I just have like a bottle, like a cider. I just like open it with my keychain bottle. I'm like, this is where I'm at.
We met when we were bartending and like
Oh,
waiting
okay,
tables,
so
and then we're
yeah.
both bartenders together at a point, and
Oh,
Cute.
cool.
we love making drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
All right, then we gotta hang out with you guys because my idea of making a drink was me pouring some Minute Maid into a cup and then pouring some Absolute into it. I was like, guys, I made vodka lemonade.
Sometimes that's all you have time for.
Yeah, especially when you're having like a parking lot drink, like that makes more sense.
The best drink is the one you have.
That's great.
All right. Well, where are we?
Where are we?
Yeah,
in my basement.
Time wise.
About an hour.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get through the rest of these sponsors.
That sounded like you're really enthusiastic to get to them.
Is one of them Jason Myers?
Yeah.
So, wasn't he our stage person for Bright Winter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really nice.
He was nice,
He was
yeah.
super nice and accommodating.
Yeah, Jason Patrick Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the music committee supervisors or pickers for Bright Winter and Heights Music Hop.
Yeah.
He was awesome for Bright
It's
Winter.
one of his hats, yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't have asked for someone better on our stage. Like, got us in the trailer, got us nice and warm, got us nice warm hats, got us on stage, communicated all the information. I should be doing this card.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Go for it.
Jason Myers. But he was fantastic. I don't know what else I have to say on his card aside from going to www.rootsofamericanmusic.org. But he was fantastic.
This is his business card for his nonprofit, Roots of American Music.
Awesome.
Helping get more music programs into schools that need it.
I love
in the
that.
area.
And I want to go join him when he goes down and checks out like the Blues Trail in the
Yeah.
south.
That's very cool. Yeah, he's a good dude.
That's
Checking out Robert Johnson's
you
house.
won't get to because he made it pretty clear that's a solo adventure.
Yeah, he definitely shut me down. I wasn't going to be the second guy hanging out in the back, in the back seat.
Cool. So this is more of an ad for Roots of American Music. That go to rootsofamerican.music.org or jason@rootsofamericanmusic.org is the email if you'd like more information or to make a donation. They gladly accept donations.
Yeah. Listen CLE? We
Listen
going
CLE?
there?
Yeah, let's go there.
All right. They got
We were on
all
one of their
kinds of
playlists.
stuff. There you go.
Yeah.
One of their mood-based playlists. Which one?
I think ours was something that was like energy
Energy
rock,
boost.
like something that was like a upbeat rock.
Energy Boost or
playlist.
Rock On. That's the
Yeah,
other
it's
one.
Rock
I
On.
think it was
Rock
Rock
On.
On.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Listen CLE is the mood-based playlist showcasing music by Northeast Ohio artists.
Now, are you guys on their electronic press kit that they have?
We are.
Are you?
I think we
Musicians
are.
database.
I did
Yeah.
submit for that. Yes.
All right.
I did fill
I
that
did see
out.
them on there.
All right.
I was scrolling there to see who's new, and
Yeah.
seeing you guys on there.
We try to. I was about to say get around, and then I was like, that's not the best way to put that, but
Evan,
Well, you said it.
Evan had a similar line though, like where it was like, we shouldn't say that. When you guys pulled in,
That's
he's like,
what she said.
he goes, we've never had two girls.
Two girls at the same time.
Two girls. We never had two girls at the same time. And I just looked over, I'm like,
that's when
all right, well, let's not.
car and been like, that's what she said.
Let's not open
that's
up
what
with
he
that.
said. Yeah, hilarious.
And lastly, Enlightenment Event Lighting Design. Brian and Emily Klemonic are the owners of this, and they do stage lighting and design. The Enlightenment Event Lighting at gmail.com to get a hold of them. Check out their Instagram and Facebook. They have great pictures and videos of what they do. Concerts, events, weddings, festivals.
You know more than I do on that one.
Festivals. That's right.
All the fun stuff you need cool lights for.
Yeah,
That's right.
I have seen some of their light shows.
Cool.
They
Thanks
are
to
very
everyone
cool.
who's. They were at the beginning of this season 2. Yeah, season 2, episode 2.
Yeah.
And thank you for everyone that has helped us in the podcast so far.
Yeah.
And today, if you've lost track, we're here with Kayleigh and Lydia from Lilieae.
Got it.
I did.
All right.
When people forget my name, I tell them to think of Beetlejuice because Winona Ryder's name is Lydia, and it's like the only other
Lydia.
that like I can reference. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's not that many. So
nice.
yeah. Unless you're a Beetlejuice fan.
There's this newer
You said
rock
it twice
band
now.
called Highly Suspect.
Watch out for the third time.
There's a newer rock band called Highly Suspect. They have a song
Yeah,
called
Heard
Lydia.
of them.
Yeah, I've heard of it too.
They were just at the Agora last night.
I saw that on my friend's Instagram. Yeah.
Brianna's a huge fan. She was front row with their sister.
Amazing. That's awesome. I love that when it's I love the front row people that they're like, this is my spot. I'm railing. I'm not leaving.
I know I had shin bruises last time I was at the grog shop, and I was like
Yeah.
right up against that stage that's
Yep.
that high.
Yep.
I'm just like leaning into it. I'm like, this is my spot. I'm
Yeah,
not
we
moving.
all have some concert wounds for sure. I actually. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was about to say when we were playing at the Rock Hall last year, and during November, the end part where Kayleigh comes in with that little bass bit. So like when everybody ends up coming in and it gets a lot quicker, I generally would start a mosh pit when we play it, right? And then I jump into the crowd and I just start slamming people. Well, this is what we did last year, but it was super funny because my brother, my coworker was like, I just saw his Elmo coming down slow motion. She's like, and then I saw your face underneath his elbow. And I was like, oh man. And I had like the huge black eye. I ended up getting it glued like right underneath because I was like, let's start a pit. And I was like already hyped. But then afterwards I was like, oh, my face. Like, what did I do? And it was like funny because we were kind of getting rid of our old EP merch. So we were kind of like giving it away to people for free. And I'm like, why is my eye red? I'm like looking at people and I'm like seeing the blood and I'm like, oh, something's wrong with my face. But yeah, at a Lilieae show, I decided to start a mosh pit and end up getting like the black eye of my life. So, concert injuries happen.
Yeah.
Did you get some footage of it?
No, thank God.
'Cause that would be
But-
it'd be pretty cool.
I keep
be
telling
better
my
to
brother,
have it.
like,
Yeah.
payback. I'm like, revenge. I'm like, I'm gonna find a
Oh, that
way
was
to
your brother.
Yeah, my brother's elbow. Yeah, I'm 5'3", 5'3". He is like 6 foot. So I'm at the perfect elbow area, you know,
Yeah.
for a mosh pit. But yeah.
Cool.
I think I think it's cool when you get hurt at a show though. You're like, I was up in that pit.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I don't like the pit. I almost
Any
died
concert
at Gogo
injuries?
Bordello. I was in the
You
very
saw him last
front.
weekend.
Oh
He's
yeah,
awesome.
at Riot Fest because
Yeah.
it was like years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know what would happen when they started playing, and I was up at the railing. It was like I'm there just because I was early. I was like, cool, I'm gonna see. I like that one song, and it was like when they smashed me in front. I could not breathe.
Yeah.
I thought I was
Yeah.
gonna die. The bouncer like dragged me out.
I was like that at
I lived.
a Pantera show. I got
Yeah.
smashed up against the wall, and Dimebag Darrell actually saw me and like laughed, and he handed me a
Oh.
pick, and I had to throw elbows to keep it. And I remember like I was so smashed against the stage.
Yeah.
You
that I
should have
could
just
lift-
put it in your mouth.
I put it in my sock. I was able to
there
lift
you
my
go.
legs up without
Yeah.
touching the ground, and I was like just shoved it in my sock. I still
Yeah.
have that Dimebag Darrell
That's
pick.
awesome,
Yeah.
especially since he gave it to you.
Yeah. Like he just kind of laughed at me
Yeah.
getting smashed
Yeah.
up there.
I
Is that your concert wound experience story?
Yeah, that's probably it wasn't really a wound. I had another time where I was in a mosh pit with.
getting smashed is rough.
It is rough.
Like I think that's worse. Like I would rather get beamed in the face by an elbow than be back in that Queens of the
crushed.
Stone Age pit that lifted my legs off the ground that I was
Yeah, it
being
is.
smashed
It
in.
is sketchy.
It's,
You're
like,
like,
better to get-
this
yeah.
isn't
I
good.
really thought my ribs were gonna break.
Because
Yeah.
you're part of like the organism. Like you can't make any decisions for yourself. It's like if the
Where are we going?
organism's going this way, so are you. And when you're small and you're like, I just remember being at Riot Fest in 2017, and it was Queens of the Stone Age. Me and my brother had to get a good spot, but then the second they started, same thing.
Yeah.
They rush a stage. Your feet can't find the ground, and like me being small, like I'm just getting tossed. And yeah, I mean, I would rather get the elbow to the face than the being smashed is not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And you can't. It's hard to make your own decisions. You know, you're part of that.
Like, where are we
Yeah.
going now?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
Any injuries for Kayleigh?
No, luckily I lived, but I think it was Warped Tour. I was in the
Classic.
crowd one time with my sister. We were about to watch Streetlight Manifesto, and the mosh started. I didn't know we were in the middle of it. My sister and I got like thrown around. We ended up on the ground. We got our scrapes and stuff. We had people around us help us up. I was like, holy shit. So I don't know. Mosh isn't my thing.
Mine was at a Warped Tour too. My worst one was I got my lip busted open. It's still kind of fat, like with scar tissue.
Yeah.
Warped Tour 2002, and it was some 41.
Amazing.
I saw a Slayer, and the last time I saw Slayer, I was sitting back. I'm like, I'm too old. I'm not getting in the mosh pit. And then like Raining Blood's like
You're like,
on, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm in it. I don't know how I got here, but I just remember I was in it, and I'm like, this one dude's like mean mugging me the whole time. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? I recognized, like, it took me a little while, but it was somebody I used to coach in wrestling back when they were in like middle school,
there
and now
you
they
go.
were like 20. I was like,
Is that the band we're having in next month?
no, it's somebody else. But yeah,
You guys heard of the Holland Kings?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
I used to coach
strength
like
and
the
wrestling.
majority of the
cool.
band.
Oh, cool.
And was he up in the Slayer pit?
No,
Was it-
this was another one.
I just saw this indie band cover Raining Blood to open their show.
Really?
Yeah, they're called Peach Pit. They were awesome.
Wow.
Amazing.
To open the
At
show?
Yeah, they opened with Raining Blood.
Wow.
That's incredible. I love when a band does like a totally
None of their
one-off
their
cover.
music isn't
yeah, Peach Pit
anything
is
like
definitely
Slayer.
not Slayer. Actually,
Yeah.
the scariest injury I've ever seen in a pit was at a Slayer show.
Yeah.
I saw someone's leg come out of their leg in a bad way, a very bad way, and I kind of it
Their
was funny
bone?
like their bone came out of their ankle and out of their leg. At Slayer, yeah, and but that was like I know last weekend when I was at Riot Fest, I kind of like I thought back to that Queens of the Stone Age moment, and I was like, maybe I should just, since I'm by myself, stay closer to the rail for 9 Inch Nails. Like maybe that's the safest call. I'm an adult. I need to make a good. They got on the second song, they start playing Wish, and I was like, nope, fuck it. And I just ran up there, and I just was like, I was like part of it. But then I also realized that I was like the smallest person in that pit by like a long shot. So then I was like, I was like, wait, I'm up here, but I didn't think this through. And then there was like a big guy who like saw me, who like luckily just kind of like got me in front of him, kind of. But it was like one of those thoughts where I was like, nah, like I got this. And then I was up there and I was like, I kind of got it. Like I sort of got it. Like maybe I'll be okay. But yeah, you gotta. But you want to know what? I do enjoy going to a lot of concerts by myself because of the freedom to move about. You know, because that was like a moment where I was like, I'm getting up there, you know, and when you're by yourself, it's easier to get up there, but it's also easier to escape the situation if it's not good, you know, like when you're by yourself, you're like, I don't have to worry about my friend who got swept up in the pit, or in my brother or my husband's case, me getting swept up in the pit.
An advantage being 5'3", you can just zip right through.
And it's nice, a lot of the punches, you know, like they're up here, but the elbows come down here, so I found out. But
You've been to a shit ton of concerts, huh?
yeah, I love concerts.
Do you know off the top of your head, like, the best 5?
That's kind of like
that is a lot.
Best three.
Yeah, I don't honestly. I've been to so many, and I would hate to be partial to like the induction ceremonies because those are very cool for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because you get like a star-studded lineup. But seeing 9 Inch Nails this past weekend was pretty incredible. They brought back all the old members and had them all play, which was really, really cool. I also saw them at Red Rocks before in the 4th row, which was incredible. But one of my favorite shows that I always love to kind of like point out as one that kind of sits in my brain is I was in London literally right before COVID hit, and the 100 Club is this legendary venue where like all of the punk bands came out of. And there's this one punk band that's like not an everyday band. They're called The Boys, and I love this band. And it just so happened, like I reached out to the venue and I was like, hey, I noticed you don't have anything on your calendar for like January of 2020. Like this is bumming me out because when am I going to be in London next? Like we were there for a wedding. And I was like, like I really wanted to see something. Like I'll see anything at this venue. And they're like, okay, like this Psycho Girl. So they were like, we actually have a 15-day punk fest that's going to be at the 100 Club. We just haven't announced it yet. And I was like, oh, do you know who's going to be on this one night? And they're like, oh, The Boys. And I was like, no fucking way. Like, no fucking way. There is no, like, that couldn't have worked out better. And it was the friendliest mosh pit I've ever been in. It was in this extremely famous venue for this kind of music. Everyone was super nice, but it was a small show, but it was, like, really cool. The only other really like notable one that I think is really awesome was one time I was in Phoenix and I saw Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day playing a basement with some other musicians in like a different band, but it was like a basement venue, so like maybe still a venue, but like maybe 100 people. Felt like a little bit larger than Coda, kind of had that feel, but that was really cool because all they did was play old punk songs and like and their other original band songs, and that was really cool. Except for it was Phoenix in a basement, so it was like 110 degrees. We were sweating our asses off, but yeah, I love going to shows. And I'm a big show person. Like, I love going to a great show at Blossom, but then I love a good, like, local, Happy Dog Grog Shop, show too. So that's what makes me happy, is going to shows, playing shows, working at shows.
We just took our 5-year-old to her first concert.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was the Black Keys and Band of Horses.
Yeah, I worked that show. That was a great show.
We were on the lawn.
Yeah, I was on the lawn too because when I'm done, I'm done with work. Yeah. And luckily I'm done with work before the headliner goes on. So the Black Keys
she was singing and she was dancing and she was going the whole time until the show was over.
I think my first concert was at Blossom.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I loved when they were like, I think it was Dan. He was like, I used to work here in high school. He's like, I was a parking lot attendant. And like that just felt like...
Shouting out to everyone working the show.
I mean, I've worked at Blossom through my job for the last 7 summers. So it was like, so like it hit home with me being somebody who's at Blossom at 3 o'clock before the show and, who's there and working. And it's just an awesome venue. But that was such a great show.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. How about some favorite concerts you've seen?
I think one of my favorite concerts. Okay, I loved going to Lollapalooza. I think I've only been there maybe like twice, but I wish I had gone more. But I love Lollapalooza. You can
still go more.
I know, I will. I will. Oh, let's go. I love Chicago. I went to school in Chicago. So I loved going back there for the summers too. But I saw The Cure at Lollapalooza, and it was so good. I just like The Cure a lot. I mean, like, I didn't even know everything they played, but their vibe live is just amazing. Like, I can't even, like, Robert Smith says 3 words the entire show, and it was like the best show I've ever seen. It was just really good.
The festival vibe's so cool too, because even though the crowd might not be like the Cure's crowd, just like the vibe of like being outside with like a big stage, and, you know.
Yeah. And then you walk to another direction, there's another big stage.
And there's like another awesome band playing there.
Yeah.
And, like, festivals are my favorite.
Sometimes they don't have to say much to be a great show.
That's what I thought was the most incredible thing about it. He said cue 3 times.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah.
Thank you. But like they just sounded good. It was just perfect.
I saw Megadeth once, and they did the Rust in Peace album like in its entirety.
That's awesome.
Like they just started with it, played it in full, and they got done with it. They're like, how'd you like that? Like everybody's just like, yeah, all right.
That's awesome. I saw
That's the first time they talked.
In full.
Oh, that's really
The Blue
cool.
album in
Yeah.
full was amazing, and they covered Paranoid Android there too.
Oh,
nice.
That was a really good show
Weezer.
too.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to see Iron Maiden next weekend.
Nice.
Cool.
I'm so excited.
Where's that
for
at?
It's Columbus.
Cool.
Somewhere in Columbus. Yeah.
Road
We
trip.
just covered Iron
I've seen them a couple
And we're
times.
gonna
Yeah.
do it again.
I've never
I hope.
seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do an Iron Maiden drum cover on one of my YouTube channels there.
Which one?
I don't even remember off the top of my head. I can picture exactly how to play it, but I got.
Oh, I almost knew what it was.
Check out Chuck's drum cover YouTube channel.
Yeah, Chuck.
More than just drum covers.
My YouTube channel is just drum covers on my drum cover channel. I have my travel channel too, where I hang out with sheep.
Oh, different channels.
That'll be the channel.
Yeah, he's got some good from Europe.
Yeah,
A lot
the
of
Shillings
videos.
Abroad channel. Yeah, that's the other one.
We actually just covered Iron Maiden at our last show. Yeah.
Oh wow.
We did Iron Maiden
I love
by
Iron
Iron Maiden.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so awesome. I love that band.
Yeah.
This will be my 3rd time. Yeah, they're a great live
Yeah.
too. It's
They are great live.
ridiculous how talented and tight they are. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Metal bands though.
I was just watching a documentary from the BBC on heavy metal in 1989 that's on YouTube, and Bruce Dickinson's on there, and he has Jimmy Page's outfit that he wore on The Song Remains the Same, and then he was showing off Gene Simmons's codpiece that he has. It's this
Amazing.
like studded codpiece thing. He's like, I don't know if this is for protection or what.
I love this.
Yeah, he's going through that. His boots, and Gene Simmons' boots, he has some of those. They were like this tall.
Incredible.
It was crazy.
Some of the best shows I've ever seen were from Foo Fighters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw
I
one
had
of their shows once.
Foo Fighters House of Blues show last year. I went to that, and I was standing in like
Nice.
the 8th row, and that was one of the top 10 shows I've been to too.
It was already sold out by the time I found out about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
But I would have drained my savings account if I had
Yeah.
a chance. Yeah.
It was interesting because it was still COVID-ish time,
Mm-hmm.
so the capacity of House of Blues was even smaller. So normally
Yeah.
it's about 1,200 there, or 1,150 maybe, and there was maybe like 750 or 800 people there. But
It's cool when that place isn't full. One of the times I saw Slayer was there, and it was like the
Oh,
worst snowstorm that I've seen. But I had this Jeep that was like lifted,
Yeah.
giant tires, and we came from Menor. It took us like an hour and a half to get to House of
Worth it.
Blues.
Worth
And we
it.
just kept calling, like, is this show still
Yeah.
on? They're like, yeah, it's on. The band's here. We're like, we're going to
Yeah.
be playing. And it was like maybe 100 people there. Like, it
Oh.
was, I mean, it was some deep snow.
better than getting there and it being canceled.
Yeah.
We did that with Kiss last summer. We drove all the way to Pittsburgh. We were pulling up to the venue, and I got a call from like a 800 number or something, and I was like, and Jack was like, oh, don't pick it up, and I was like, I'm gonna pick it up and see what it is, and it was like, hey, this is Ticketmaster. The show that you are going to tonight has now been canceled, and me and Jack were like. We literally just drove almost 3 hours to the pavilion at Star Lake or whatever that place is called in Pittsburgh, and the show was. Yeah.
Last year, it was about this time actually, or at the end of summer, we drove down to Dayton to see Incubus. It was the closest they were
so
coming
good
on their
live.
series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was going to be my like 8th time, her first, and we got there a day early and like hung out and got a hotel for the
Yeah.
show the next day at Rose Music Center. You ever been there?
I haven't been there, but wait, no, I have been there. I saw Billy Idol there.
Cool. And I think we were just like laying down for bed. It was like 1:30 or something, and they posted tomorrow's show has been canceled.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Is that when I called you to start this show?
was it?
It might have been. You were on
Did
a
I
road trip to go see.
Just go see.
Incubus.
I think
It was
they were going to
either that or that Black Keys Cagey Elephant thing.
No, I think it was Incubus.
All right.
Yeah. I sent him a
It was
text
like
message.
later that month we went to the Pilgrimage Festival.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that one. Yeah.
Cool. Which was who was there? New exciting band Black Pumas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good.
And that was our first front row experience for Black Keys. One
Yeah.
of our favorite bands. And they shouted out Euclid Tavern.
And
at
you were
that-
like, yeah.
in Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were like, we're from Cleveland.
Yeah, we met
Yeah.
this dude Jake McLaughlin who we interviewed. He was wearing a Beachland shirt, and he was
Amazing.
like,
Yeah. I love that. I was at a music festival in May in Pasadena, and I saw a Beachland shirt. And I was like, Beachland shirt!
Nice.
Yes! I was like, and of course that person thought I was crazy because I was screaming at them because of their Beachland shirt, but you know, you see them around.
Cool. I think we drove down like 3 weeks later to see that Incubus show
Yeah.
or something. But yeah, you're
We
right.
did the
Awesome
same thing
live.
with Kiss. Yeah, we had to do the same thing with Kiss. I just was like, oh, we both had like taken like a half day or something from
Yeah.
work, or like my husband's a postman, so it's a little bit harder to get off work. And
Yeah.
I was like, dang it. But we
Cool.
made it.
Last time through Sublime with Rome opened for him.
Oh yeah. I've seen them I've been to so many music festivals, and I swear to God, like 9 times out of 10, Sublime with Rome is at that.
Yeah. So
Like
busy.
every single thing I've been at or worked. So yes, they're good live too. And if you don't know like Sublime songs, like everybody does,
Right.
right? Like
Well,
who
like-
are you if you
Like
don't
85
know?
to 90% of their set
Yeah.
is actually old Sublime songs.
Exactly,
It's mostly
yeah.
Sublime songs. Then they have a few albums of like
Yeah, but
that
like
same
they barely touch
SoCal,
those.
reggae, punk,
Yeah.
pop, ska, mix, everything. Yeah. Cool. You got anything else?
No, I'm all right.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
it's fun.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Cool. It was cool listening to the music because
Yeah.
like real polished. Where'd you guys record it at? The newest one.
Superior Sound.
Good old Jim Wirt.
Yeah, actually it was
Jim's-
Jacob Kirkwood.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
He was our engineer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
he's great.
Cool. Jim stopped through it all?
Yeah, we saw him a few times.
I kept seeing him in the kitchen because I could be eating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just during breaks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah, it's a great sounding album. Like
Thank you.
I was listening
Thanks.
to it last night. Had it
Yeah.
had it cranked in the house. My wife's out of town. I was just blasting it.
Yeah.
Cool. We always ask our guests one last question.
Yeah. Okay, what is it?
It's we need a movie or TV series or YouTube recommendation from each of you.
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. I'm watching so much TV lately.
I'm watching a lot of
Well, let's
TV
hear
too.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
what's
think it's like
something-
a difference between like what my favorite movie and favorite TV
Yeah.
show is rather than like what I'm watching now.
Oh yeah, what are you watching right now?
Dahmer. I'm watching the
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer show.
Yeah. So is Rihanna. I can't watch
Yeah.
that stuff.
I really think it's done really well. I think Evan Peters is a fantastic actor. I know a lot of people are a big fan of his. My husband and I were kind of the other day, we're like, when is he gonna be in like a big movie? Because he's so good, you know, like he's a great actor. That's a great show. We also just finished. Did you guys watch Only Murders in the Building?
Only the first season. But I
Yeah.
liked it.
It's Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez. It's just it's an interesting kind of show, but it's really good. It's on Hulu.
Yeah,
All right.
it's funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. It can't not be funny with those two guys.
Right.
Exactly.
Martin Short is so funny.
Yeah, he's
I
so
was watching
funny.
him in some interviews. He's hilarious. He makes fun of Conan O'Brien. So it's so great.
That's a good one.
Just watched some Arrested Development episodes
Oh
last
my
night.
God.
We
The
love
one that
Arrested
he's in,
Development.
he's like Uncle Jack on the horse.
That's one of the best shows
We love
ever
that
made.
show.
Yeah, I love that show.
I'm still in season 4.
I don't think I finished their whole new Netflix
I didn't
thing.
do
I
the
just
new
go
one.
back and watch the
Yeah.
originals.
Me
See, I'm like
too.
halfway through the first season that was on Netflix, which was
Okay.
4 there.
Oh, that's
so.
one
Yeah, I
of the best
didn't-
shows of all time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, those early seasons are like
Yeah.
still the good ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
Classic.
yeah.
Yeah.
The new ones, I only watched them once. I would have to.
Me too.
Yeah, I
I would-
didn't even finish.
Yeah, I don't think I did either.
I'm
I
bad.
think it's
at
one
that.
of, I think it's one of
Yeah,
those
I
things
know.
that like.
I went into it with a negative mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't hear very great things about it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go back and watch the original.
I keep telling myself I should watch them again with more open mind because I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same writers, right,
Yeah.
and the same actors, so it's.
The best
But
parts, I
it
think, are when
almost-
they acknowledge that it's like 8 years later and they're pretending like it's not.
not,
Those are like the
yeah.
best parts.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But like, what genre do you like?
Mostly comedy.
Okay, I love comedy.
Yeah.
There's this show I loved called Ghosts. It's very lighthearted and fun.
I saw previews for that. Yeah.
It's my husband and I loved it. We've been telling
What's that on?
CBS, I think, but you can watch it on Hulu.
Cool.
It's
Ghosts.
cute. It's funny. Yeah, very light. I really liked it. And right now I'm
Ghosts
watching.
sounds lighter than Dahmer. So
That's something I wouldn't
Ghosts.
watch.
I would watch Ghosts of Dahmer's victims. Yeah.
You're going
And
to
then-
pitch that to Netflix?
All right, yeah, let's go make some money.
All right.
Movies, Free Guy. Have you seen Free Guy?
Yeah, I saw
I
that
haven't
one.
seen it.
Free Guy's great.
Not seen
Yeah.
that.
Free
Ryan
Guy's good.
Reynolds.
Yeah.
It's really
Good
good.
to
All
add
right,
to my
cool.
list.
Yes,
You're the second
yeah.
person to tell me. It looked a little too corny for me, so I didn't. I'm like, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a shot.
good.
I think my wife's obsessed with Ryan Reynolds. Like, her LinkedIn is all liking Ryan Reynolds stuff. Like,
That's incredible.
I'm on there having to post stuff for my work, and I'm like just seeing Julie like this. Julie
Yeah.
like this. And it's like Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Reynolds,
So
Ryan
funny.
Reynolds.
Do you blame her?
Yeah.
My mom was literally like walking in LA and she ran into Ryan Reynolds one time and she was like, he's just as beautiful in person. But that's like not my type. And I was like, okay, mom. Like, yeah. All right, mom.
I was literally texting Lydia yesterday that if I ever saw Chris Evans in person,
Yeah.
I would probably just die.
Yeah. That's
I'd be one of my favorites.
That's like your boy Brandon Boyd from Incubus. He is so cute. I was telling Kayleigh though, all the like celeb crushes that I have are all like very old now. So I'll be like Trent Reznor in 1994.
You
I'll
gotta
be
bring
Billy
the
Idol
time
in
machine.
1982.
Yeah.
Like I'm very picky about the year.
Yeah.
But Brandon Boyd aged very well.
Yeah.
Very well.
He still loses the shirt every show.
I
and
know.
it's just, you know,
That's my favorite part of the show.
it's like my
I
third
gotta
favorite
look at
part
this
of the
man.
show.
Yeah, he's a beautiful man. He also has really good dance moves too, which you're like, oh goodness.
My favorite is when he gets the djembe out and starts
Yeah.
pounding on all the hand drums. He's got a few hand drums.
And
back
all the
there.
women are like, yeah, he's a good.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
See, this is the segment we do not get when we just have male guests
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Hot guys.
The hot guy
I never get to talk about hot guys. This is
guys
awesome.
from Incubus, yeah. Hilarious.
All right. Well, this is my last sip. so
Great
I
way to
think
end the
that,
show.
Yeah. Yes.
Here's the hot guys.
Yeah.
All right. Hot guys.
New song.
Amazing. Here's the hot guys.
Here's the hot guys.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
New song.
We'll do backing
look out for
vocals on that.
Yeah.
We'll dedicate it to this very podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We'll throw in a line somehow that'll reference.
Yeah.
It'll be a little Easter egg.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, hot guys. Not like those podcast guys.
The basement nerds.
I mean, in reality, we're basement nerds in our own fashion
yeah.
as well. So
Yes.
yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, Lilieae. Thanks.
Yeah,
Tell
thank you.
everyone when's your that show again in November.
November 25th at the Happy Dog.
Cool. And keep
Yeah.
your eyes peeled for new
more.
announcements,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, more
Lots of things in the works.
Coming soon.
All right. Cool.
All right. Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And for Cuyahoga Sound Podcast, I'm Evan Stone.
I'm Chuck Schilling.
He's Chuck Schilling.
Peace.